Preparing for your Florida DMV permit test? Congratulations! You've come to the right channel. On this channel, you'll find everything you need to pass on your first try. Guaranteed. This mock test includes 50 questions. Just like the real exam, you'll need 40 correct answers to pass. Quick tip, don't miss the last 8 road sign questions. They're important and can earn you easy points in your exam. All questions are based on the official study guide. Keep track of your score and let us know in the comments how many you got right. Let's get started. Question 1. Which of the following are prohibited from being on or in your vehicle? A. A TV screen visible to the driver. B. Red lights visible from the front or blue emergency-style lights. C. Signs, stickers, or posters on windows, except those required by law. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Explanation. Florida law prohibits certain items in or on vehicles, including a TV screen visible to the driver, red lights visible from the front, or blue lights that resemble emergency lighting, and signs, stickers, or posters on windows. Question 2. Who must wear a seatbelt or use the correct restraint in a vehicle? A. Only the driver. B. Only front seat passengers. C. Everyone, but only during long trips. D. Everyone, every time the vehicle is moving. The correct answer is D. Everyone, every time the vehicle is moving. Explanation. Everyone in a vehicle equipped with seatbelts must use them, no matter where they sit or how short the trip. Children must use the proper car seat or booster seat for their age and size. Question 3. Where is the safest place for a child under age 13 to sit in a vehicle? A. In the front seat with airbags. B. On the driver's lap. C. In the back seat. D. In the trunk area. The correct answer is C. In the back seat. Explanation. The back seat is the safest place for children under 13. Front airbags can be dangerous to young children, even in a crash, so keeping them in the back seat helps protect them better. Question 4. Your vehicle's license plate must shine a white light that makes it visible from dash. A. 20 feet. B. 50 feet. C. 100 feet. D. 200 feet. The correct answer is B. 50 feet. Explanation. Your vehicle's license plate must shine a white light that makes it visible from 50 feet. Question 5. What effect does alcohol have on your ability to drive? A. It improves night vision. B. It slows reflexes, impairs vision, and reduces alertness. C. It helps you stay calm under stress. D. It sharpens reaction time. The correct answer is B. It slows reflexes, impairs vision, and reduces alertness. Explanation. Alcohol slows your reflexes, delays reaction time, reduces your ability to see clearly, and makes you less alert, all of which are dangerous when operating a vehicle. Question 6. Can your license be suspended if you refuse to take a blood, urine, or breath test when asked by a law enforcement officer? A. No, refusal has no consequences. B. Yes, your license can be suspended for a year if it's your first refusal. C. Yes, Your license can be suspended for 18 months if it's your second refusal. D. Both B and C. The correct answer is D. Both B and C. Explanation. If you refuse to take a blood test, a urine test, or a breath test when asked by a law enforcement officer, your license will be suspended for 1 year. A second refusal will result in an 18-month suspension. Question 7. What do red reflectors on lane lines indicate? A. The road is ending soon. B. You are driving in the correct direction. C. You are facing traffic the wrong way and could have a head-on collision. D. The speed limit is changing. The correct answer is C. You are facing traffic the wrong way and could have a head-on collision. Explanation. Red reflectors on lane lines mean you are facing traffic the wrong way and could have a head-on collision. Question 8. What does the picture below indicate? A. The driver is slowing or stopping. B. The driver is moving or turning right. C. The driver is moving or turning left. D. The driver is parking. The correct answer is C. The driver is moving or turning left. Explanation. The hand signal parallel to the road indicates that the driver is moving or turning left. Question 9. Is it legal to use your turn signals to tell drivers behind you that they can pass? A. Yes, if the road is clear. B. Only during the day. C. No, it's against the law. D. Yes, if you're driving slowly. The correct answer is C. No, it's against the law. Explanation. It is against the law to use your directional signals to tell drivers behind you that they can pass. Question 10. What is the speed limit on a highway outside a town or city, unless otherwise posted? A. 50 miles per hour. B. 55 miles per hour. C. 65 miles per hour. D. 70 miles per hour. The correct answer is B. 55 miles per hour. Explanation. The speed limit on a highway outside a town or city is 55 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Question 11. What should you do when see a pedestrian crossing or about to cross? A. Speed up to pass first. B. Honk at the pedestrian. C. Slow down and prepare to stop. D. Swerve around them. The correct answer is C. Slow down and prepare to stop. Explanation. If you see a pedestrian crossing or attempting to cross the street, slow down, use your horn if necessary, and be prepared to stop. Question 12. When passing a cyclist, drivers must maintain a minimum distance of dash. A. 1 foot. B. 2 feet. C. 3 feet. D. 4 feet. The correct answer is C. 3 feet. Explanation. When passing a cyclist, drivers must maintain a minimum distance of 3 feet between their vehicle and the cyclist. Question 13. What should you do when a truck is backing into a loading dock and blocking the road? A. Wait patiently and give the truck space. B. Honk and try to squeeze around it. C. Quickly drive behind it before it finishes backing up. D. Try to pass on the shoulder. The correct answer is A. Wait patiently and give the truck space. Explanation: never try to cross behind a truck that's backing up. You may be in the driver's blind spot, creating a high risk for a collision. Give the driver room and wait patiently until the maneuver is complete. Question 14. When driving behind a motorcycle, how much following distance should you maintain? A. At least 1 second. B. At least 2 seconds. C. At least 3 seconds. D. As close as possible. The correct answer is C. At least 3 seconds. Explanation: motorcycles can stop more quickly than cars, so you should maintain at least a 3-second following distance to give yourself enough time to react and avoid a collision. Question 15. What should you do if a large vehicle swings left before making a right turn? A. Move into the space that opens on the right to pass quickly. B. Stay back and do not move into the space opens on the right. C. Honk to let the driver know you're there. D. Speed up and pass on the left. The correct answer is B. Stay back and do not move into the space opens on the right. Explanation: large vehicles may swing left before turning right. Don't move into the space on the right, as the driver might not see you. Question 16. What should you do if traffic is stopped and blocking an intersection? A. Drive around the stopped vehicles. B. Stop before reaching the crosswalk and wait for the traffic to move. C. Pass through the intersection carefully. D. Flash your headlights to signal other drivers. The correct answer is B. Stop before reaching the crosswalk and wait for the traffic to move. Explanation: if traffic is stopped and is blocking an intersection, stop before reaching the crosswalk and wait for the traffic to move. Question 17. What must you do when entering a road from a private road or driveway? A. Yield to vehicles on the road and pedestrians on the sidewalk. B. Speed up to match traffic. C. Honk before entering. D. Only yield if there is a stop sign. The correct answer is A. Yield to vehicles on the road and pedestrians on the sidewalk. Explanation: when entering from a private road or driveway, you must yield to all vehicles on the main road and pedestrians on the sidewalk, ensuring it is safe before merging. Question 18. What should you do when approaching a railway gate that is down, being lowered, or being raised? A. Drive around it if no train is visible. B. Wait only if there are flashing lights. C. Proceed quickly before it fully closes. D. Never drive around, under, or through the gate. The correct answer is D. Never drive around, under, or through the gate. Explanation: driving around, under, or through a railway gate while it's down, lowering, or raising is illegal and extremely dangerous. Trains move fast and cannot stop quickly. Ignoring the gate puts your life and others at serious risk. Question 19. When approaching a stopped school bus from behind, stop at least feet away. A. 5. B. 20. C. 30. D. 50. The correct answer is B. 20. Explanation. If you are approaching a school bus from behind, stop at least 20 feet away. Do not go until the bus moves or the lights have stopped flashing. Question 20. What should you do if a fast-moving vehicle wants to pass you on the left? A. Speed up to stay ahead. B. Move to the left to block it. C. Honk to warn the driver. D. Move to the right and let it pass. The correct answer is D. Move to the right and let it pass. Explanation. When faster traffic wants to pass you, move to the right and let it pass in safety. Question 21. What should you do before entering a sharp curve? A. Speed up to exit quickly. B. Slow down to stay in control. C. Maintain your current speed. D. Honk to warn other drivers. The correct answer is B. Slow down to stay in control. Explanation. Slowing down before entering a sharp curve is the safest practice, as it helps you maintain control of your vehicle and navigate the curve more safely. Question 22. In which of the following situations is passing another vehicle not allowed? A. When there is a no passing zone. B. When within 100 feet of an intersection or railroad crossing. C. When crossing the shoulder of the highway. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Explanation. Passing is prohibited in all these situations, in a no-passing zone within 100 feet of intersections or railroad crossings, and when crossing the shoulder of the highway. Question 23. What must drivers do before turning left at intersections or driveways? A. Speed up to beat the crossing pedestrians. B. Stop only if there's a stop sign. C. Stop and wait for pedestrians to cross. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Stop and wait for pedestrians to cross. Explanation. Motorists intending to turn left at intersections and driveways must come to a complete stop for pedestrians and wait for them to cross. Question 24. When is it permitted to drive on the right shoulder of the road? A. To avoid traffic congestion. B. To pass slow-moving vehicles. C. At any time if you're in a hurry. D. Only to pass a vehicle turning left, and only if the shoulder is paved. The correct answer is D. Only to pass a vehicle turning left, and only if the shoulder is paved. Explanation. You may drive on the right shoulder only when passing a vehicle that is turning left, and only if the shoulder is paved. It is not allowed for general passing or travel. Don't have time to study every test question? No worries, we've got you covered. You can get ready in less than 1 hour and pass the Florida DMV permit test guaranteed. Get our premium cheat sheet with 150 must-know questions. Tap the link above to download now. You can also grab it from the description below. Question 25. If a vehicle cuts you off by moving into your lane, you should A. Honk and speed up to pass them. B. Yell or gesture at the driver. C. Stay calm, slow down if needed, and increase your following distance. D. Start flashing your headlights repeatedly. The correct answer is C. Stay calm, slow down if needed, and increase your following distance. Explanation. When another vehicle cuts into your lane, it's important to stay calm, slow down, if necessary to avoid a crash, and gently drop back to a safe following distance. Question 26. What should you do after parking your vehicle? A. Leave the engine running if you're stepping away briefly. B. Turn off the lights and leave the windows open. C. Remove the key but leave the door unlocked. D. Turn off the ignition and lights, remove the key and lock the doors. The correct answer is D. Turn off the ignition and lights, remove the key and lock the doors. Explanation. After parking, you should turn off the ignition and lights, remove the key, and lock the doors. Also, never leave children or pets unattended to prevent theft, accidents, or harm. Question 27. When parked on a roadway or shoulder outside cities and towns at night, you should turn on your A. High beams. B. Hazard lights. C. Parking lights. D. Low beams. The correct answer is C. Parking lights. Explanation. When parked on a roadway or shoulder outside of cities and towns at night, you should turn on your parking lights to make yourself visible. Question 28. When entering a highway from a private road or driveway, A. Enter or cross the highway as quickly as possible. B. Yield right of way to all vehicles approaching on the highway. C. Sound the horn and proceed with caution. D. Give a hand signal, then take the right of way. The correct answer is B. Yield right of way to all vehicles approaching on the highway. Explanation. When entering a highway from a private road or driveway, you should yield right of way to all vehicles approaching on the highway. Question 29. When driving in the right lane on a highway and vehicles are merging, you should A. Speed up to pass the merging cars quickly. B. Honk to warn them to wait. C. Be ready to slow down or change lanes to let them merge safely. D. Ignore them since you have the right of way. The correct answer is C. Be ready to slow down or change lanes to let them merge safely. Explanation. When driving in the right lane on a highway, you should be prepared to adjust your speed or change lanes to allow merging cars to enter safely. Question 30. When are traffic fines doubled? A. On weekends. B. During rush hour. C. In school or construction zones. D. When it's raining. The correct answer is C. In school or construction zones. Explanation. Fines for traffic violations within school zones or construction zones are doubled. Finding this video helpful? Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your support helps us create more practice videos to get you test ready. Now, let's get back to it. Question 31. What should you do when an emergency vehicle is approaching you with lights and sirens on? A. Speed up to stay ahead. B. Pull over and stop. C. Slow down and turn on hazard lights. D. Start flashing your headlights. The correct answer is B. Pull over and stop. Explanation. When an emergency vehicle is approaching your vehicle from any direction with its flashing red and blue lights or siren or bell sounding, you are required to bring your vehicle to an immediate stop. When stopping, you must bring your vehicle as close as practical to the right-hand curb or edge of the roadway. Question 32. What should you do when approaching a vehicle at night with bright headlights? A. Look directly into the headlights to alert the driver. B. Flash your high beams in response. C. Look slightly to the right or above the vehicle to avoid glare. D. Close your eyes briefly as you pass. The correct answer is C. Look slightly to the right or above the vehicle to avoid glare. Explanation. When facing bright headlights at night, you should avoid looking directly into them and instead focus slightly to the right or above the oncoming vehicle. This helps reduce glare and keeps your attention on the road. Question 33. What should you do if your vehicle begins to skid? A. Slam on the brakes and turn the wheel sharply. B. Accelerate to regain control. C. Ease off the accelerator or brake and shift to neutral if possible. D. Honk the horn to warn others. The correct answer is C. Ease off the accelerator or brake and shift to neutral if possible. Explanation. If your vehicle starts to skid, stay calm and ease off the accelerator or brake. On very slippery roads, shifting to neutral can help regain control. Avoid sudden movements that could make the skid worse. Question 34. What should you do before steering back onto the road after driving off the paved portion? A. Check for traffic before carefully steering back onto the road. B. Steer sharply back onto the road without checking. C. Accelerate quickly to merge back into traffic. D. Turn on your high beams for better visibility. The correct answer is A. Check for traffic before carefully steering back onto the road. Explanation. If you drive off the paved part of the road, it's important to check for traffic before carefully steering back onto the road. This ensures a safe return without cutting off or being hit by other vehicles. Question 35. What should you do if your brakes fail while driving? A. Turn off the engine immediately. B. Press the brake pedal as hard as possible. C. Pump the brake pedal and use the parking brake if needed. D. Shift into reverse gear. The correct answer is C. Pump the brake pedal and use the parking brake if needed. Explanation. If your brakes fail while driving, try pumping the brake pedal to temporarily restore hydraulic brake pressure. If this does not work, apply the parking brake gently but firmly while holding the release button. Question 36. When you're towing a vehicle or load, your drawbar should be A. Over 15 feet long in all situations. B. No more than 15 feet long, unless towing long objects like poles or pipes. C. As long as possible, even when towing short objects. D. As short as possible, even when towing long objects. The correct answer is B. No more than 15 feet long, unless towing long objects like poles or pipes. Explanation. A drawbar or towing connection must not be more than 15 feet long unless you are towing poles, pipes, machinery, or other objects that cannot be easily taken apart. Question 37. What should you do if a vehicle is approaching head-on in your lane? A. Speed up to pass quickly. B. Honk and swerve left. C. Slow down, pull right, and sound your horn. D. Flash headlights. The correct answer is C. Slow down, pull right, and sound your horn. Explanation. When faced with an oncoming vehicle in your lane, the safest course of action is to decrease your speed as quickly as possible. Pull over to the right side of the road, and sound your horn to alert the other driver to the imminent danger. Question 38. What documents must you provide after being involved in a collision? A. Only your driver's license. B. Just your phone number and license plate. C. You don't need to share any documents unless asked. D. Driver's license, registration, insurance, and current address. The correct answer is D. Driver's license, registration, insurance, and current address. Explanation. After a collision, you are legally required to provide your driver's license, vehicle registration, insurance details, and current address to other drivers, law enforcement, or anyone involved. Question 39. If you change your name or address, what must you do? A. Wait until your license expires to update it. B. Notify the police within 10 days. C. Apply for a duplicate license within 30 days. D. Take the driving test again. The correct answer is C. Apply for a duplicate license within 30 days. Explanation. If you change your name or address before your license expires, you must apply for a duplicate replacement license within 30 days. Question 40. If a police officer signals you to pull over while you are in the left lane, what should you do? A. Stop in the left lane immediately. B. Pull over to the right shoulder safely. C. Speed up and exit the highway. D. Wait until the officer tells you to exit. The correct answer is B. Pull over to the right shoulder safely. Explanation. If you're signaled to stop while driving in the left lane, you are still required to safely change lanes and pull over to the right shoulder. Do so carefully, using your signals and checking traffic. Question 41. What does this sign indicate? A. The center lane can be used for making left or right turns. B. The center lane is designated for making left turns only and should not be used for any other purpose. C. The center lane is designated for through traffic only. D. The center lane can be used for parking. The correct answer is B. The center lane is designated for making left turns only and should not be used for any other purpose. Explanation. The sign indicates that the center lane is specifically for making left turns and must not be used for any other purpose. Question 42. What does this traffic sign signify for drivers? A. They must come to a complete stop. B. They should reduce their speed and prepare to merge. C. They should be cautious of animals crossing. D. They are allowed to make a U-turn. The correct answer is D. They are allowed to make a U-turn. Explanation. This sign indicates that drivers are permitted to make a U-turn at this specific point on the road. Question 43. What does this traffic light indicate when flashing? A. Drivers should proceed with caution. B. Drivers must come to a complete stop and proceed when safe. C. Drivers should speed up and pass through the intersection quickly. D. Drivers must yield to pedestrians and other vehicles. The correct answer is B. Drivers must come to a complete stop and proceed when safe. Explanation. A flashing red traffic light indicates that drivers must stop completely and only proceed when it is safe to do so. Question 44. What does this sign indicate? A. Drivers should prepare to navigate a sharp curve in the road. B. The bridge ahead is narrow and caution should be exercised while crossing. C. The road ahead becomes narrower and drivers should reduce speed and be cautious. D. the road ahead will become wider, allowing for easier passage. The correct answer is C. The road ahead becomes narrower, and drivers should reduce speed and be cautious. Explanation. This sign warns drivers of a narrow passage road ahead. Therefore, drivers should reduce speed and be cautious. Question 45. What does this red sign typically indicate? A. Drivers should slow down but not necessarily stop. B. Drivers must come to a complete stop at the sign and proceed only when it is safe. C. Drivers can ignore the sign if there is no traffic. D. Drivers can proceed without stopping if the road is clear. The correct answer is B. Drivers must come to a complete stop at the sign and proceed only when it is safe. Explanation. This regulatory sign requires drivers to come to a complete stop at the stop line, crosswalk, or before entering the intersection. Question 46. What does this road sign warn drivers about? A. They should prepare to navigate a sharp turn in the road. B. They should prepare to enter a roundabout. C. They must turn left or right as the road ahead ends at a T intersection. D. They should prepare to merge. The correct answer is C. They must turn left or right as the road ahead ends at a T intersection. Explanation. This sign warns drivers that the road they are on will end at a T-shaped intersection. Drivers are required to make a turn, either left or right, as they can no longer continue straight. Question 47. What does this sign indicate? A. The road ahead is closed for all vehicles. B. The road ahead has a steep incline, the recommended safe speed limit to follow when exiting the expressway via the ramp. C. Vehicles exceeding the height limit shown should avoid entering or passing under the overhead structure. D. The road ahead is prone to flooding. The correct answer is C. Vehicles exceeding the height limit shown should avoid entering or passing under the overhead structure. Explanation. This sign warns drivers that there is an overhead structure, such as a bridge or overpass, ahead with a specified height limit. Vehicles taller than the stated limit should not proceed as they may not fit under the structure and could cause damage or accidents. Question 48. What does this road sign indicate? A. The road is closed due to construction work, and no vehicles are allowed to pass. B. Workers are present on the road, and drivers should proceed cautiously at the posted speed limit. C. Drivers must stop and wait for instructions from roadwork personnel before proceeding. D. The road is open without restrictions despite ongoing construction. The correct answer is B. Workers are present on the road, and drivers should proceed cautiously at the posted speed limit. Explanation. This road sign alerts drivers to the presence of workers on or near the road due to ongoing construction or maintenance. Drivers are required to proceed with caution, adhering strictly to the posted speed limit to ensure the safety of the workers and other road users. Question 49. What is the purpose of this sign? A. To indicate that there is a detour ahead. B. To warn you of upcoming traffic congestion. C. To guide you towards the direction you need to take to reach the mentioned destination. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. To guide you towards the direction you need to take to reach the mentioned destination. Explanation. The sign helps drivers choose the correct direction to reach the mentioned destination. Question 50. What is the purpose of the two solid lines painted on the pavement? A. It guides the traffic away from fixed objects. B. It directs the traffic to the parking zone. C. It represents a pedestrian crossover. D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. It guides the traffic away from fixed objects. Explanation: the two solid lines painted on the pavement guide traffic away from fixed objects, such as bridge piers or concrete islands. Yellow and black markings are also painted on the objects themselves as warnings. Did you pass this mock test? Feel free to share your score in the comments below. If you are struggling, don't worry, we'd love to help you pass your test.